What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video, autopilot passive income video. Guys, we're getting into the meat and potatoes today. Redbubble sales report, 30 days after creating a brand new Redbubble store. I just want to give some people a backstory about the store. If you're not familiar, if you're new to the channel, maybe you've seen some of my videos, but not all of my videos. I'll just go ahead and be clear what exactly is going on here. So I created a store roughly 30 days ago. The reason why I say roughly is because I created it, I'm not speaking exact terms. Obviously, I created it late into the night on the 25th of last month, something like that. Like I said, don't quote me on the exact numbers of the dates. But roughly 30 days ago, created the store and kind of showed the success through the process. The first 18 hours, we got our first sale, and then roughly 2 weeks after that, roughly 14 days, we had our first 9 total sales, and then I'm going to be sharing how many sales we got so far, so 30 days down the road. Keep in mind, guys, that it is December. This is the last month of the year. The last month of the year typically tends to be the highest. But like I said, the concept of the store was never to be an income generating store for me. And when I say income generating store, what I really mean is not to make a dollar or two, but to depend on its success. I want to be clear about that. There's a lot of different income methods that I use to make money online, but not all generate something significant. So sometimes it's, you guys know, like side hustle type stuff. So I would kind of categorize this as a side hustle type stuff. Now, I do have screenshots of proof and things like that, but the live view is here on the website. The reason why I just put it all in this presentation is going to be 10 times easier to go ahead and explain everything because I have it in a kind of numerical fashion here. But to be clear, like I said, the goal of this store was never to really make a whole bunch of sales to where I depend on the income of the store, but the goal was really just to show people what I was doing with the store, different tactics, different tips, a demo store, if you will, right? Like something where I could just be transparent, open, and honest with people to show people or show you guys rather, how I did things. And take those same strategies, implement them into my own personal stores that are behind the scenes. With that being said, I've noticed something that I don't want to say I was fearful of, but I was definitely not fond of it. I was definitely not happy to see it, where basically people were essentially jockeying my whole style, and I'm just going to keep it real. The way I was designing the designs, the way I was setting up the Instagram account, the way I was doing everything associated with it was just being straight up ripped off. And this kind of just confirms to me why I can't put out a store that I'm taking seriously as an income-producing store and show it publicly. And that's just the sad reality of the way things are, because there are a percentage of people in the world who are unfortunately malicious and do like to copy off other people and are copycats. Now, with that being said, since there are copycats, obviously you can make the excuse and just say, well, can't you just report them and get rid of them? I have no intention of doing that. Anybody that decides to copy off my work or anything like that, I have no ill will towards anybody. I have no bad feelings towards anybody. But at the same time, I have to be smart. No offense. I can't put out a store that, like I said, I'm going to put all my effort and energy into and have it just copied off the same way this store was kind of ripped off. To date, I found 9 total people who have are what you call copycat accounts, whether they copied the style, whether they copied the exact pieces of art, whether they copied the designs, etc. Am I mad about it? Slightly. Very, very slightly. I'm not totally frustrated about it because, the way I look at it is I'm thankful that I didn't actually go with, an income-producing store where I'm depending on, but at the same time, I do feel it's a little bit odd to see people do that. But, it is what it is. I've decided to make it public, the store, so I decided to kind of go through with it. So let's go ahead and talk about the sales and kind of show the numbers here. Now, keep in mind that this store has a total of 130 designs to date. Okay, I want to be clear about that. And all the designs after I found out that there were copycats, literally the first week that I was doing the store, there already emerged 2 copycats out of the woodwork. So, it is what it is. I'm not gonna harp on that for too long. It's just it is what it is. So let me go ahead and show you guys what the deal is. So we went from 1 sale in 18 hours to 9 sales in 14 days. Once again, this is rough estimations. And then we got 18 sales in roughly 30 days. So 18 total product sales. Like I said, people want to see the statistical proof. It's there. It's all there. But let me just go ahead and talk about traffic. So the reason why I show the screenshot here is because I want to explain something. The store started in November 26th. November 25th, 26th. Really at midnight, November 25th, which is really November 26th. There wasn't enough time in the month to really get something going. So most of it was literally just all Instagram. I set up the designs that night. The next day, I had set up the Instagram. I think that's what it was. Like I said, don't quote me on this exactly, but this is kind of a summary or an estimation of exactly what I did. So set up the designs the next day, set up the Instagram post the next day, found a few targets, got it to work, got my first sale within the first 18 hours, like I said. I thought that was going to be a good group of people to target on Instagram. And guys, I want to be clear. When I say target on Instagram, let me explain what I mean, because maybe not everybody knows what I'm talking about here. On Instagram, the process is very simple, okay? I do a search. I look for competitor accounts, okay? I click on those competitor accounts and I target them. So, for example, this brand here, Stoic Quotes, was a brand that I was targeting on Instagram. I was going to the liked posts. I was opening up like lists and I was interacting with people from the like list. I was not doing this manually. I was using a bot. So this is the Instagram optimal bot. I'll leave the link in the description for this. You guys can go to igbots.org to get this tool. It cost $119. And it was essentially doing the work for me. This is what got me this first sale in the first 18 hours. Okay, I have a whole video on that, by the way. I'll leave that in the description. By the way, guys, all the videos that I'm mentioning, all the tools that I'm mentioning, every link that I'm mentioning, it'll be all in the description box down below. I don't want to just keep repeating myself, obviously, for the quality of the video, of course. But this was the tool that I was using, and my goal was just to test the waters and see what happens. I got lucky. The first sale I got came pretty early, and I thought that, by that definition, it would be a good group of people to target. I noticed that it wasn't. After the next few days, it really wasn't. The well ran dry. I didn't get any more sales, which really just showed to me that the conversion rate was actually low on these targets, or this style targets, and I had to switch things up. By then, I actually had noticed copycat accounts, and this is where I decided to create a separate Instagram account that I decided to keep private and start promoting that way. And I've, tried blocking some copycat accounts, but what they're doing is they're actually piggybacking off of my profile, copying the style, copying everything that I had, and what they were doing was they were using my followers or my audience to grow their audience, if that makes sense. And like I said, I'm not gonna hate on anybody who's copying exactly what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm not gonna leave myself wide open here. So I kind of created a brand new Instagram account that I will still keep private, and I started using that for followers to gain followers and do the targeting. I decided to switch things up. The reason why I posted these photos is to kind of symbolize me switching things up. I've switched it up after, what's the date here? The 12th. So roughly after a 14-day period, I decided to take things a little bit more seriously and switch the whole style up. Now, I had the ideas of switching things up a little bit earlier. In fact, I created the account earlier, but I actually went through with it a little bit later. So I created these profiles just to kind of show how the system goes. But I've been doing this with other accounts separately off screen. And what I was doing is I was targeting people in different niches and testing different niches. Something that I noticed, for example, the religious niche, for me, is a better target than the quotes niche. Okay, This is an example of pivoting. Okay, this is an example of pivoting. I didn't start off thinking that. I thought that the motivational quotes would work the best since I got my first sale there, and it did work very, very well. I'm not saying that it doesn't. It just, I had to adapt. I had to figure things out. And that's really what it's all about in business is you keep adapting, you keep pivoting until you figure out something that works. Instantly, like I said, I started seeing the followers rise on those specific Instagram accounts by using the Instagram bots. And like I said, this was the specific tool that I'm using. A lot of people, by the way, can't afford the 119. Ever since I've been really following this company and the work that they've been doing, they have a partnership with a different company where they're creating monthly tools where you pay monthly. So they have an Instagram like bot tool. They have a follow and follow. By the way, guys, I'm coming out with a whole entire free course on this stuff because I do realize that it's an untapped market that a lot of people don't know about. It's just one of those, it's essentially a hole in the system that a lot of people haven't exploited yet with when it comes to Redbubble. And it's just, it really just depends on your success level. Not all the time will you be as successful and make as many sales. Like I said, I had to pivot. I had my first sale, and then I went multiple days without sales. And I realized that I would have had the whole month of no sales if I had continued down that path. And I want to be very clear on that. That's why it really takes a seasoned individual in this game to learn when to pivot and when to switch from concept to concept and target to target. That's why if you guys notice, I was going really, really hard on the stoic designs, and then I switched to the religious designs. Or I actually switched to the crypto designs, and then I went to the religious. Either way, it really doesn't matter. The point is you have to keep switching until you find something that works, create more of it. At the time, like I said, I was kind of jaded. I thought that the stoic designs would work. It worked off a very small conversion rate. I was just lucky enough to have that conversion rate earlier, but I was fooled by that conversion. That small conversion kind of blinded me to the idea, but at least I kind of switched it later down the road. Now, this is why November was very low traffic, because I had started late, We move on to the next month. The next month, we had a surge in traffic. And by the way, I wasn't running the bot every single day. I was neglecting it for sure, because the two accounts, I got a little bit distracted, and I was neglecting it. You could see here a better kind of explanation to the days that I was running the bot. So I would say, like, these days I ran the bot. Finding things that didn't work. Like maybe this day I ran the bot, but it wasn't working too well, and then I kind of switched things up. Like I said, you could see here a direct change from here to this and so on. The direct change was the niche that I switched. So, guys, sometimes when you make a switch to the niche, it can make all the difference, okay? The next thing is where did the sales come from? So, it's hard to say the sale came from exactly where, because Google Analytics at the time was not attached to this specific account. Like I said, it was just for a demo account. When I created the Google Analytics video, that was just to show everybody how to do it. That wasn't necessarily for my kind of tracking purposes, but I had started tracking it from like yesterday. So you kind of get the idea. But with that being said, since I didn't track it, I can make assumptions. Since the inception, since when the sales came in, right? Since the inception of the growth, I can make my assumptions. I can make my assumptions and say that most of it was probably from the Instagram bots. I'm not saying that all of it was, but I'm saying most of it. People may say that it did come off organic. A few sales maybe could have came off organic. I mean, it's hard to say that all 18 out of 18 sales in a period of 30 days came from purely or social media. But when I say social media, I'm talking about Instagram bots. But it's debatable. Like I said, it's debatable. We'll never know for sure unless we had tracked it. But it is what it is. Now, with that being said, and this is the reason why I say mostly Instagram bots, it's very hard to say anything otherwise, is because when I was tracking the traffic, the sales only started increasing after we hit this dry period. Like I said, the first 18 hours we had a sale, so somewhere in between here, right? We hit a dry period. We were getting some traffic, but we still hit a dry period. If you look at the social media bars here, it was relatively lower. Now it started increasing after that. And when the social media increases the traffic, you realize that Redbubble pays for ads for you, retargeting ads, cold traffic ads, etc. The cold traffic ads, it takes some time, but for retargeting ads, it works very well, and that's why you kind of see the numbers kind of increase slightly. So really what I'm trying to say here is that consistency and effort. Could this store had gotten more sales? Absolutely. I would have had to create, like I said, 1,800 designs, but that wasn't the game plan for the store. After my premonitions had been confirmed true about the copycats, so I felt like, I don't want to say it was long-term wasted, but I felt if I had put more effort into something that can produce more income, because it's a private account, then I was gonna go that route. But the whole idea was, just for 1 month, I want to show people what is possible. And so if we do the math, guys, you guys know I'm a math monkey here. I'm a math junkie. I had 130 designs, okay? I've recommended to people to do 60 designs per day, which comes out to 1,800 designs per month. That's adding one zero to the number 130, and that's roughly 1,300. That's 500 designs less than what we had done. If we just work out the proportions here, okay, and like I said, rough estimate. Instead of getting, what was the number, 18 sales? Let's see here. 18 sales, products sold, right? If we added just a zero to that as well, off 1,300 designs, that would have equated to 180 sales. So had I done maybe 180 sales this specific month, on average, roughly, I could have got 180 sales. So what I'm really trying to say here is there's a favorite process here that I have. There's clearly a favorite. The process that's my favorite is to trust in the process and add as many designs as possible. And once again, the reason why I didn't add 1,800 designs to the store or became consistent with the 60 designs per day with this specific store is because the goal of this store was never to create it as a money-making asset. The goal of the store was just to show, create it as a demo store, really. Just to show people how to do certain things with the store. For example, how to set up Google Analytics, which we just posted that video this morning. How to create designs, how to tag, how to type, things like that. You get what I'm trying to say? It was a demo store to show people publicly what can be done with a Redbubble store and things like that. And from now on, guys, I will use the store for tutorial purposes. That's kind of the goal of the store. I'll show you guys how to do things with the store, and that will be the store that you guys know me as. But is it the store that produces my income for? Do I depend on it? Absolutely not. The stores that I will depend on are going to have 1,800 designs per month on them. And I'm going to go from store to store to store through the course of a year. It's going to take, it's really going to be, if I go all out, 10-month process, no breaks, no days off, every single day, 60 designs per day. That's going to equate to, what's the number on that? 1,800 designs. By the end of the year, we should, set ourselves up for some nice passive income. Yeah, you guys, you see here the numbers. There's really, it's hard to say that any kind of traffic truly came organic. I think the organic traffic came from the YouTube community. I think people were searching for the specific designs. Maybe they're looking for insights on the designs, insights in tagging, titling, things like that. People might ask me, well, how's your conversion rate so high? How did you get 97 social media visitors, yet 19 sales? Like I said, even though that conversion rate is high, I wouldn't say it's all just social media. I mean, direct traffic has something to do with it. Other has something to do with it. But even if, let's just say 150 visitors total, were the total pool count for the December, 150 visitors, 18 sales. Why is the conversion rate so high? Because it's targeted. That's really what it comes down to. When I created the certain designs, and like I said, I'm not referring to this Instagram account. I'm referring to the other Instagram account that I keep private for certain testing and things like that. But for the sales, it's targeted. If I'm creating a certain design that people like and are already in that niche and they already have interest on that product, there's a high chance I'm going to get the sale. It takes some tweaking. Like I said, when I first started, we got our first sale, and then many days the well ran dry. We didn't get barely any followers, barely any engagement, barely anything. Then when I switched to different other topics, it started doing even better. I'm going to be using this Instagram account as a demo as well. So the purpose of this Instagram account and the store that mentioned in this video is going to be for demos. I've said this already, but I'm going to say it again. It's for videos. It's for a concept. It's for you guys to see kind of what I'm doing with it. Is the goal to make money off this store? No, that's not the goal. If it was the goal, we would have had 1,800 designs on it, and it would have been private. But we do, at the same time, need real-life proof and showing you guys kind of how to set things up. And I need a Redbubble account for tutorial purposes, so this is going to be the store for that. With that being said, like I said, all the links will be in the description, like the bots and apps. If you guys want to get a bot set up, Optimal Bots, igbots.org. The videos that I mentioned, how I got my first sale in 18 hours, all that kind of stuff, guys, is going to be in the description box down below, all the links. So you guys check them out. If you need anything, let me know in the comments. I'll be here to answer any questions. And yeah, guys, that's all I got to say. It's been a long day, and I don't have much else to say. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later, and peace out. Bye.